Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. Today we are talking housing stats, national housing stats for Canada. Woo! This video is brought to you by Catana Loeffler Realty Services. If you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, please do give us a call and we'd love to help you out, whether it's in Ontario, whether it's in Alberta. We are licensed in both provinces now. So yeah, definitely happy to help you out. And if you guys are around the Hamilton area, May 3rd, we're going to have our first meetup. We'll put the link in the description below. Please do sign up. We are 50% sold out and we are, 2-ish weeks away from that event. So please do sign up. It is a fundraiser for Outward Bound. All right, let's get into it. So national statistics, and this drives me nuts, and I say it every time. I don't know why CREA takes 19 days to get these stats, because I'm getting them on the other, for Oakville and other places like Hamilton, the day after the month closes. So national statistic, March home sales and new listings eased back following a surge in February. Let's just go through the highlights here. National home sales fell back 5.4% month over month basis in March. So actually, we have a mixture of headlines based on this. Like 2 days ago, it was housing market slowing rapidly amid interest rate hikes. Toronto real estate market gears down. Home sales and average prices fell in March. New housing data connect immigration and property ownership. Anyways, scant housing supply could dampen rate hike impact on real estate market. They're kind of bipolar, aren't they? Priced out of Ontario, home buyers turn their eyes to Calgary or Alberta real estate markets, right? Let's see some more news here. And obviously the one big thing that was coming out yesterday, Ontario allowed buyer to see all bids on real estate sales only if the seller agrees. We have that now. We could have a live auction if that's what everybody wants. I don't know. We haven't gotten any information that as us as realtors. So I mean, maybe it will happen. Maybe it won't. Right now, the seller can tell me that I can share the price with anybody. So monthly activity came in 16.3% below the all-time sales record in last March. Like this has all been predicted. Like the slowdown, less sales this year than the year before, but still the second best year ever. We all knew that in March listings were going to rise, right? Like we just knew that was going to happen. We can go back. I mean, this is the residential sale price. Last year you saw, okay, it hit January, that was March, peak, boom, it came down. So are we seeing the same thing again? Like this came down from March till August, and then bam, stupidity, right? Just absolute stupidity. And now it's coming off. Like this is a pretty steep curve. Like we got, oh, boom, that went up, flat, up, a little down, up, flat, up. I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but it really does feel like we're flattening right now. So actual national average sale price posted 11% year over year gain from March to March. That's very, very realistic. 11% national gain. If it wasn't for the 40-50%, everybody would be ecstatic about this. But now, I mean, the commenters that tell me I'm an idiot for buying investment real estate, and then they won't bet me when I offer to actually bet them real money that my returns are going to be better than their returns on whatever they're investing in. I do appreciate you commented good, bad, the ugly, but comment down below. Am I wrong? Am I stupid? Am I smart? Whatever. It's all good. Most markets, not all, obviously, they all had increases in listings. Most had a decrease in the number of sales that they had, especially March over March, because it was massive. Like the number of sales last March was insane. Now, of course, it was the best month on record ever in Canadian real estate. So obviously, you're seeing moderation in price. Obviously, we're not seeing moderation in affordability because why? I mean, mortgages are going to be more expensive for people. The mortgage rate went from 2.4% to 4%. Variable rate mortgages are up. My variable rate mortgage went from 1% to 1.75. I know, it's horrible. What was I thinking getting a variable rate mortgage? Idiot. So, I mean, obviously we think mortgage rates are going to go higher. I think fixed are going to kind of sit in this 4 to 5% range. Variable rates, I believe we're going to go up. I think they're probably going to give us another 4, maybe 6 rate hikes. And if they give us another 6 rate hikes, well, Scotiabank was right when we made that video not that long ago when they called in January for 9 rate hikes this year. You know, some of these economists at these banks are pretty smart. We should probably listen to them. 1.8 months of inventory on a national basis in March, up from a record low of 1.6% in the previous months. We know, we went through this in a couple other videos, is like we had like a quarter month worth of inventory in some of the markets that we work in. It's just unsustainable. You can't live like that all the time. It's like, again, you're driving 200 miles an hour all the time. You can't. Like, the market's just going to overheat at some point, and we're just going to be like, okay, never mind. I do like this map. I think it's pretty cool. I do like to play with it. You guys can just go on to CREA.ca, housing market, stat national price map. It does, you know, so here's Canada year over year change. We can come here and let's do Vancouver, 20.7%, which is down, right? Like it was higher before, right? Like all these are higher and they're moderating right now, which we're going to continue to see over the year because 20% increase year over year is not sustainable. This is going to moderate. Calgary here, 17.3%. This is actually just starting to hit its stride. If you remember last year when we did this, like the year over year change was like 2%. See Edmonton, 9.3%. Last year, the year over year change was flat or slightly negative. Fort McMurray, this is a good one. Like this is big oil money, right? Year over year price change is only 4.3%. Last year was negative. Like it was down 5%. We'll watch that one in the coming months. That's going to be an interesting one. Like Grand Prairie is only up 2.1%. So these outlying areas in Alberta, again, I always get these people who say, I can't buy my first house, it's too expensive. I'm like, well, go invest in Alberta. Go buy a cash flowing piece of real estate in Alberta. Go somewhere where you can afford it, that you can start building equity in a home that maybe you can go buy 2 or 3 of these, and then at some point you're like, okay, I'll sell all those because I have tons of equity that my tenant paid for, and I can just go ahead and buy a property now where I want to live. Rent where you want to live, invest where it's going to make you maximum cash flow or equity appreciation. Saskatchewan. Let's go Saskatoon. 3.5% change to Regina, 1.7. So I mean, there's still like this is pretty flat. Like average price in Regina is $264,000. I mean, you can probably pick up some cash flowing real estate out there. I mean, I don't know the economic fundamentals. I haven't ran them there. But I mean, it's going to cash flow. Look at Winnipeg, up 13.5%. Way to go, Winterpeg. There's 2 seasons in Winterpeg, winter and mosquitoes. All my viewers in Winnipeg, comment down below. You know that's true. Let's check this out. Barrie, 35 still. Barrie's hot, but it's coming, like that's going to moderate. And I don't know about this one. Bancroft area is obviously a cottage area. That's still pretty hot. Like it's still getting multiple offers up there. But again, prices are going, like cost of money's going up. Like this is all 40% year over year. This is all still really, really strong. But these are going to moderate. Look, Cambridge is only 30. Like, when would I ever say that we're only up 30% year over year? That's disgusting. I'm just going to put it out there. Durham, one of the hottest regions in the last 20 months. They've had more people move to Durham in the last 20 months than anywhere else in Canada. It's moderating. It's only 27.6%. You know, that's moderation, and it's silly that that's moderation. I'm just going to put that out there. Let's see here. Let's do Guelph. We haven't done Guelph in a while. 32%. The Hammer, 29.4%. You know, like things are still strong there. It's just they're off their peak by 10%, which, you know, these things happen. Let's see. Kawartha's still 35%. Let's see what the Kingston area is up to. That was a hot area too, up 32%. Again, that's moderating. But look, I mean, the average sale price is $641,000. I know a lot of people investing out in the Kingston area. Kitchener-Waterloo, 29.6%. But you guys can go on here and see the heat map, and like if you need to buy a cheaper property, you can figure out where the average sale price is that might work for you to go make an investment. And then you can sit down and say, oh, out of these 5 areas, what are the economic fundamentals, right? Like look at Cornwall. Average sale price, $424,000. It's only up 18% year over year. I mean, you might be able to find something out there. And that's still in Ontario, and it's on the 401 corridor. It's close to an international border. Oakville still up 36%, but that's moderating. I mean, again, moderating at 36%. I don't know if I can keep saying that. People are going to get annoyed with me. I can feel it. Ottawa, 14%. Normal years, everybody would be ecstatic with a 14% year over year increase. Now it's like, oh man, only 14%? London, 36. Like, obviously ridiculous. Let's check out the old Sudbury, 28. So that's moderating a little bit up there. I'm going to stop saying moderating. Let's go to Thunder Bay by 25. We're just going to pop Greater Toronto. Then we'll go Montreal. Montreal, 18.4. Again, like 560. I don't know the landlord rules in Quebec, but I do know that they have the highest degree of renters of any province in Canada, so they don't have the same mentality towards home ownership. So there's a lot of renters there, and a $562,000 average sale price. That's not that bad. Greater Moncton still on fire, but again, average sale price $335,000. Halifax, 37. All right, let's just check over some month-to-month things that we can pull up here. So Edmonton, obviously we saw how much it was up on the thing. It's about 9%. It's up 1% month over month. This is one of the markets, Edmonton, Calgary. They had more transactions in March than they did last year. Obviously there's a 21% increase this is all property types. 34% of all property types. 21% in detached, 54% in townhomes, and 852, so 66% in condo apartments. Maybe I should start converting some of my apartments and selling them into the market here. Who knows? So the housing price index benchmark price for Edmonton was $370,000. The last time the benchmark price was over $350, except for last month, was May 2015. So we're kind of at the same price. And $350,000 in May 2015 was a lot more money than $370,000 in 2022. I think there's a lot more run rate to go up. While Edmonton broke an all-time price record this month, the annual price growth of homes in Edmonton has been relatively modest when compared to other major Canadian cities: Toronto, Vancouver, Hamilton, London. However, while Edmonton hasn't had the same meteoric price growth of these places, Edmonton's housing market saw the largest year-over-year increase in sales, 3,283, and there was only 7.6% growth in new listings. So that means there are more buyers out there than there are sellers. What happens when there's demand outpaces supply? We're going to see some price increases out there in the next couple months. This is my prediction. So if I'm an idiot for investing in there, shucks darn it, I'll be an idiot for investing out there. Happy to do it. I mean, pretty much the province of Alberta was the only one that saw sales increases in the last month. Everywhere else was down. Again, in Ontario, we're down 30%. In Quebec, sales are down 15%, new listings are down 12%. So it's not as bad as in Ontario where sales are down, 30% and listings are down maybe 10%. This is really much in line with what we're seeing out there. They're basically listings are down, but sales are down. They didn't see the 40-50% increase in prices. So Alberta, Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, like Manitoba, obviously didn't see the run up like Vancouver did, that Ontario did, and they didn't see the huge spike in sales. So when they talk about a Canadian national average, please take all that with a grain of salt, because we can go dive into the market and we can see each market, what it's going to do. And this is what you need to do if you're an investor, if you're looking for a place to live. This is what I'm hoping you're doing to watch this channel, to be able to this is how I'm analyzing that market that I'm going into. And all this data is available to everybody. These are all public websites. Figure it out. That's how I figured Edmonton out. I looked at it, I'm like, Alberta is poised to lead the country in economic growth in the next 5 years. They haven't had a huge run up in prices. people start to move again, oil will rebound and they'll, more jobs will go out there. I'd never predicted a war or anything like that, but it was just, that's how my brain works. And I'm like, this is common sense. Why isn't everybody investing out there? And I mean, I did tell a few people, and some listened, some are listening more. And I still think there's a good buying opportunity to go out there. This is the March sales data. Obviously, look at that. Look at that spike last March. We're still well above 10-year average. We're well above the next best month by a heck of a lot. Like, they didn't have 1,000 sales in March, and like there's 1,200, but there was 1,600 last year. So it's down 25%, but it's still not, like, it's still a lot of sales. I don't know about you. I am super excited to be investing out in the Alberta market. I am looking in Ontario again. I think there's going to be some buying opportunities coming up soon, maybe in the next month or two, and I'm looking hard right now. If you guys are in the market, let me know. Comment down below. Let me know what you're looking for. We always have stuff come up off the market that we might be able to do a deal on. All right, guys. Catch you guys May 3rd in Hamilton, and if not, comment down below, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.